One of the first things that you should do in any college class, and especially in this class, is to look over the course syllabus. The syllabus is your contract for the course. It tells you what you can expect from me and also what's expected of you throughout the semester, both in assignments that are due and course guidelines. So one of the first things you should do in this class is go to our course homepage, click on that link that says syllabus, and be sure that you're reviewing it. In this video, I'm going to give you a bit of an overview of our syllabus, but to get all of the full picture, really want to see you going in and looking at that syllabus. One of the first things you'll see when you pull up our syllabus is the name of the class. It's going to have information about your section number and when we meet, whether that's online or in person. You'll have all the details right there. You're also going to see my contact information. You'll see where my office is located. You're also going to see how you can reach out to me by email or how you can come visit me during office hours. My door's always open to you, so never hesitate to reach out. If you're enrolled in one of my classes, you can also send me a message through Canvas, and our homepage has a little video that will explain to you the best way of doing that. So again, if you ever need to reach me, you can find my details right there at the beginning of our syllabus. Now, the syllabus is also going to have some details about our assignments. Usually at the beginning of a semester, most students want to know, what kind of work are we going to have? And this semester, your work is going to include a number of quizzes. You're going to have discussion activities where you're interacting and engaging with other students in our class. And you're also going to have some writing assignments on issues about politics that are relevant to the course. And so be sure to take a look. Not only can you find how much points each of those assignments is worth, but if you look at the schedule in our syllabus, you can also see when each of those assignments are due. So the syllabus is really handy in that way. It'll help keep you on track in terms of knowing what's due, how many points they're worth, and when you should submit them. Our assignments are generally due every week on Sunday. So generally every week throughout the semester, you're going to have at least one assignment that's due, and you'll submit it by Sunday, 11:59, so submit before midnight, and you can submit those, generally speaking, on Canvas. If you ever have any questions about that, again, don't hesitate to reach out. One of the big guidelines of the class that I would really like to emphasize at the beginning is just approaching our conversations with a spirit of mutual respect. As I said earlier, we live in a country with over 300 million Americans, and we don't see eye to eye on anything, right? There's always going to be somebody out there who disagrees with you. I bet you if I asked our class right now, what is the best pizza topping? You would have different groups breaking out. Some of them might even be really adamant that their pizza topping is the best. No, you're wrong. And so we have to keep that in mind when we're interacting in this class. It's okay for us to have differences of opinion. That's part of living in a democracy. It's part of that skill of positive citizenship that I talked about earlier. But just because we disagree, it doesn't mean we have to be disagreeable with one another. We can express ourselves and where we're coming from in a way that doesn't tear other people down. So whether that be other people's personalities or the way they view politics, just try to do that in a spirit of respect. If you go on Twitter today, or if you go on Reddit or any other social media app, you're going to see a lot of people acting very disrespectfully. That is definitely not the kind of vibe that we want to bring into the class. So, believe it or not, I've seen discussion posts where students call people they disagree with politically idiots, or calling, the other political party, whichever that happens to be, evil. And so that's the kind of stuff that we want to avoid. We want to make sure that when we're expressing ourselves, that we do so in a way that shows respect for other people, even and especially the people that we disagree with. So I want you to keep that in mind throughout the semester. Our discussions in class are not a Twitter post. It's not a Reddit post. We're going to keep that in mind. How can we bring our best selves to these interactions that we're having in class? So thank you for keeping that in mind. I really do appreciate that. Let's look at some more of the class guidelines. Now, attendance and participation is going to be key. One of the biggest predictors of success in this class is that you actually attend. If you're in my online classes, that means you're regularly checking into Canvas, you're actually watching the lecture videos, you spend time studying on the regular. If you're a student in my in-person class, that means you're showing up to class and you're engaging fully. Sometimes I'll see students, if they don't show up, they really start to fall behind and their grade shows it. So the number one thing that you can do for yourself in this class is to have good attendance and good participation. If a student is inactive for a period of time, it's possible they might even be dropped from the course. So just keep that in mind. You want to make sure that you have good attendance in the class. Assignments, as I mentioned before, are always due on Sundays, and you should submit them on time. If you have a situation where you have a personal emergency and you need a bit of an extension, please reach out to me as soon as possible, especially before that deadline. And let's talk. Let's try to figure out something that might be something that could help you with that. However, if you have late work in the class, it is subject to a point deduction and you will not receive full points for it. So one of the best things to do to stay on top of the class, again, is going to be that regular, constant participation and attendance, getting those assignments in on time, staying up to date with all of that. Can't emphasize enough how important that is. The next thing we got to talk about is academic dishonesty. Of course, that means being honest, not plagiarizing, right? And so whether that means copying information from another source without properly giving it attribution, or even using AI tools like ChatGPT and submitting work on that. Those are considered instances of academic dishonesty. Now, I've already made another video about this, so I won't go on at length. One of our first activities is going to be doing an academic honesty assignment, so you get to know a little bit more about this topic. But just know that any instances of plagiarism or cheating will result in a 0 score on your assignment. And some of these assignments are worth quite a bit of your grade, so you don't want to take that risk. Trust in yourself and your ability to express yourself and do well in the class. That's why you're here in college. You want to learn. You want to build those skills into yourself so that when you go out, you'll have something to show for it when you're done. Now, last but not least, I want to talk a little bit about disability accommodations. If you have any sort of accommodation that's in place, if you've ever had an IEP before, maybe in high school, I really want to encourage you to reach out to our Special Programs and Services Department here at LA Harbor College. They're an incredible program, and they can often help with disability accommodations, whether that mean more time on an exam or some other way of helping you have the accessibility that you need for this course. I want to make sure that the course is accessible to all students who have a disability or who need some sort of accommodation to help with their learning. That's really important to me. So if that's you, reach out, let me know. I want to talk about it. And so I'm always happy to have that discussion. So this is just a short overview of the syllabus. What should you do next? Well, the next thing to do is to actually go and read it for yourself. I want to make sure that you're reading that syllabus and that you are fully eyes wide open as we go into the rest of the class. What is to be expected? As always, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.